Welcome to Conversation with a Cancer. This is episode 9. I am your cancer, and today I have another wonderful guest with me. Someone who definitely grinded my gears because she should have been on an earlier episode, but more so whatsoever. This is one of my great, great friends. Another beautiful black woman, mother, strong individual, someone who makes me laugh, and someone if I can get her time, we we would probably be going on more food dates and outings. But I would like to welcome Dawn to the podcast. Dawn, please say hello to the people.
Hello.
So first and foremost, how are you?
I am great. Now I've been to the gym today after
Okay.
work. It was pretty crazy. And I'm drinking my tea now, so I'm good.
Oh, is it green tea, lemon tea?
It is a ginger peach decaf tea.
That sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot.
It's not
so
really good.
so we're still in a pandemic, even though we have a new president. And so how are you dealing with the pandemic since it begun?
How am I doing? I am claustrophobic. I am tired of being in the house. I am tired of wearing a mask. However, I understand, so I'm not as overwhelmed as a lot of people are. Plus, I'm a homebody. You know that. I don't have a problem staying in my house where I'm safe, I'm comfortable, and I can eat what I want. So I'm okay. How are you?
uh, well, I'm
Mhm.
one of the people where pandemic slowed down my income source, but other than that, I am also a homebody, and I'm okay with not being in contact with people. It still trips me out that people don't wear masks above their nose, but other than that, it is what it is at this point.
So like I said, I went to the gym today and I was so angry. Like I seen somebody go from one machine and they were like walking and they didn't put their mask back on and I wanted to be a Karen for real. Like, excuse me. They don't got their mask on.
I'm guilty of that though. I wear my mask into the gym, but I take it off once I start working out. I do. That's the only
You're
place I do.
supposed to put it back on when you go from machine to machine.
I just keep it off the whole time I'm in the gym, and then
You just don't care about people or getting it.
listen, I don't have it. I know that for a fact because I've been tested. However,
You've been tested today?
I'm not going. No, I didn't get tested today. I did not. I did not get tested today. Um, but I would not be upset if someone came to me and was like, "Put your mask." But I work in a gym where a lot of people don't wear masks, so it's not an issue at my gym. But um, I just don't like working out with a mask on, so I don't wear it. But
A lot of people don't.
other than that, I wear my mask everywhere. I mean, I wear my mask everywhere. So, but that's my only downfall. I don't like working out with a mask on. So, mm. so, so we when you have a podcast and you interview people, you try to talk to people you know and people you don't know. And one of the my favorite things about talking to people I know stories one way and they know it another. So you and I definitely always have a different story of how we met. So can you please explain how you and I met? Now we know where we were, but explain.
You know, what'd you say?
We know where we were when we met. We were working for the
Yes,
same company.
yes. We met working, like you said, for the same company. Um, and two different positions, but in the same umbrella of the company or whatever.
Correct, correct.
Um, and where we were exactly when we met, but that's where we were. I just know that, um, yeah, like you were nice and you were friendly and you were you, and we were just having a couple of different conversations about things. And at one point, I told you I was pregnant,
Mm.
and you were like, I thought you just had a beer belly.
I do not remember saying that you had a beer belly. I don't. I really hope that's not what I said because I really don't remember that.
That is exactly what you said. And I was like, I hate this kid. He called me fat. And I was pregnant. I just thought you like to drink a lot of beers. I'm like,
Oh,
you couldn't have thought. But yeah, that started our friendship because at that point I knew I could be honest and I could be myself and I could say things that you still shut me down on, but I still say them anyway.
that's true. That's true. We definitely have that type of friendship where we can let the honesty flow, but also tell each other the cold hard truth. I definitely remember that.
Yeah.
So we met at what was the name of that place? XLS.
Express,
And
Express loan services.
Express Loan Services. And like you said, two different positions. I was big fish, you was kind of like little medium fish on the pole, but I was okay, we was both little fishes. We was tiny fishes. We was tadpoles in that pond. We was tadpoles, but we all felt like we were should have been
I,
bigger than we
I
were.
worked in a lot facility.
Yeah,
I was in jail and you
yeah,
was able to figure wrong.
where y'all were downstairs on
And you was
the
one.
cut. Yeah, we were upstairs and going into the new mail room. So yeah, we was transitioning when y'all
And
got
then
in.
we got moved.
Yeah, that place did a
Remember we moved into the locks place.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because Quicker Loans ended up was above us at one point too.
Yeah.
Yeah, downtown was fun. I remember them downtown days. Um,
hmm Remember I used to want to go in Tower City get my lunch by myself,
I remember all of them times I had to go get lunch with you and I wasn't hungry. But
or when I had to eat hula hands every day because I
hey,
wanted stuffed mushrooms. It
hula
was
hands was
pregnant.
bumping. Hula hands was bumping. Hula hands was a spot for a long period of time.
It was.
It
It
was.
definitely was.
It was. Is there any hula hands left?
I don't think so. Not here. Probably further south or something.
That
You know,
sucks.
Cleveland can't keep nothing for long.
Can't keep nothing for long unless LeBron come back. But nonetheless, so we've been friends. I want to say what's that? 11, 12 years, something like that.
Longer than that.
Longer than
Chase
that.
is 14. He'll be 15 in October.
So 15 years.
15 years,
I
bro.
don't know why I always think we met in 2008, but okay. So 15 years. And shout out to Chase, that's the homie. So we've been through a lot together. You have moved, you came
Don't
back.
shout him out no more because he over there being a weirdo.
He
He caught.
is. I'm surprised you didn't tell him to go upstairs.
He, I told him to turn his. He was watching some weird show. Whatever.
Mm, let him live. Let him live. It's his life. So we've been through a lot as friends. I know you. I know a little bit of your family. I know your kids, your two sons. You
Mhm.
had left me and went to North Carolina and broke my heart, but you came back. You came back. You left me, yeah, because I didn't know you was gone. I didn't know. Do we need to talk about that?
You do you want to talk about that?
No, we don't have to. We don't have to. We don't
Okay.
have to.
That is such a little check mark in this big book of my life.
So you had went to the South and you were there for a couple of years, and
Mhm.
then you came back. I mean, we've never lost touch. We've always been cool and talked to each other. And as our friendship grew, um, you're a little bit older than I am. I always try to find like defining moments in friendships that, where we can say like, oh yeah, I can tell that we were really friends. Do you think we've had a defining moment in our friendship up until this point?
Um, yeah.
We did. Okay, tell me. I want to know. Tell
For me,
me.
for
For
me,
you?
there was a defining moment for me, and it was when I was in North Carolina,
Okay.
and you know the crazy that was behind that,
Okay.
and I was super low, and you were just like, we were laughing because Um,
Of such and such. Okay, you don't have to say
no, no,
exactly.
no. I was talking about our mutual friend got cussed out. Remember?
I know.
And so we were laughing about that, but kind of after that, you were really really serious. Like, you know what? No matter what, like if you need me, call me. I'm always gonna be here. I'm gonna always listen, even when I feel like you're being foolish.
Mm, foolish, like an Ashanti song,
I don't know about that, but yeah, sure.
huh?
So yeah, I think that was defining for me because it meant that you were more than just kicks and giggles
Mm, mm,
for me. Yeah,
okay.
that you were truly and honestly my friend. And then, I mean, you're very dependable. So,
Well, that's good because that's what I went to school for, dependability. So I had got my degree. I got my master's, and now
you know what?
I'm going for my
You know what?
doctorate. Okay,
Uh-uh.
okay, okay. You know what I remember most about you being in North Carolina? We will always talk at different times. We never had a consistent time when we would talk on the phone. It could be right before you go into bed, or it could be you at work. Like we always made sure we stayed in contact, but it was never at the same time. I used to always think like, man, it's weird that I talked to her at 2 p.m. and the next time we talked it was 9:47. Like it was so weird. Like we all never at the same time. Well, that was crazy about that. But so you were in North Carolina and you were married at the time, and then you came home and you're no longer married and whatnot. And so me and you have this similar, how can I say it? We go down that same road, and the road I'm talking about is dating. Like, it seems like sometimes our roads almost meet. Like you with someone, I'm talking to someone, I'm talking to someone, you're not talking about it, I'm not talking about it. Like we have that
That
we have
vibe.
that same right. We on that same fork in the road, and we both keep going different directions, but we keep meeting back up in the middle. So,
Yeah.
I just want to talk about this for a little bit because me and you talk about this a lot. This is something you and I talk about and we share. I'm currently dating. And I know for you, you also are currently dating. What is going on with your current dating life? Because I'm gonna share mine, so I just want to give you the floor to talk about specifically anything dating wise. Because we're gonna talk about we're gonna let the people know how you and I think about
Um, you know.
dating.
Oh, wait.
Don't say nobody's name because we're not giving
I'm
nobody
not
any
saying
legs.
nobody's name.
Okay,
Here, here's the thing.
okay.
I'm completely and utterly a woman, and I love being in my feminine role with dating. However, being a single mother, a lot of a lot of my testosterone has to come out
Mm, mm,
um,
mm, mm,
often. So
mm.
I don't like dating guys who, hey, Haji just walked in. I don't like sometimes people are a little too sensitive for me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I want to be the sensitive one. I want to be the one that cries all the time or be in my feelings.
Okay.
And I don't like when people tell lies.
Mm, mm,
That's a problem.
mm, 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 mm.
So yeah, so dating now is it's different. Um, the pandemic is definitely involved, but just now you're forced to do more things creatively and talk more to people. So there's no room to be fake for so long. Before you can get around things for a little bit longer, you can have a good person on a little bit longer. Now you don't really have that much time because you kind of forced into situations where you kind of see somebody's true self. And I'm genuine. I just want genuine organic chemistry. And when it's not there, it's just not there. And
Okay. So when you were speaking on sensitive, are you saying like the men that you have dated lately just they haven't been as masculine as you want them to or as dominant, or you feel like you always seem to have to take the dominant role because they don't know how to be a a man's man's?
Um, Everyone thinks that they know how to be a man's man, right?
Mm.
Um, I think um that a lot of men have reverted
Oh,
or like pull back from being a man's man because women do so much and they've maybe seen their mothers do so much that they feel like that's not expected of them.
wow.
And it's expected over here. It's expected, it's required, it's needed. I need it, I want it. You go give it to me or you can get gone. All of that. um,
Okay.
yeah.
So if you meet a man and you like him, you're attracted to him, the vibes is right, and then you start to notice that kind of shift or decline, like maybe this person that I thought was aggressive is more passive aggressive. Is that something you discuss with them or you just see how it continues to flow?
I discuss it. I feel like I said, I only want organic relationships, friendships, whatever. I want to be able to have conversations about the good, the bad, the ugly, the not so ugly. You know,
Hmm.
I don't like your kid. Like, just I want to be able to have those not that I don't like nobody's kids, because
It's,
I love all the kids, you know that.
it's too late. It's out the bag. You
I'm
dislike
just saying,
somebody's kid.
no, I'm being funny. But no, like I'm just saying, my son kind of weird. Somebody might not like him. Tell me so I could be like, too bad, so
Too
sad.
bad. You gotta go.
The
You
fact that
gotta bounce. He can be weird all he want.
but he not weird. But
Right.
no, like I mean, I just want to be able to have conversations. One, because it may just be something that's overlooked. It
Hmm.
may be something that you may not recognize that you're doing. I may not recognize that I do it.
Hmm.
I might you might have said something and I overlooked it constantly, but it's something that you need. Um, and because we're not speaking upon it, you are not getting a requirement or a need met. And so that's going to cause a friction and a confrontation that's unnecessary that could be fixed or, you know.
Okay.
So,
So
yes, let's talk about it.
So I'm gonna address something and then I'm gonna come back with a question because I
Okay.
really want to know what you think about this question. So for me as a man, I don't ever think about not being a man. Like me, my ego's big. I consider myself an alpha male. Like no matter which woman I'm talking to, or if I'm having sex, or we kicking it, or we just got a good vibe, like you never not gonna feel like I'm not a man. Like even with stuff with chivalry stuff, like opening the door, making sure you sit down first, if we, letting you order first, just things like that. But as far as like not being like I can't be in a relationship where a woman doesn't feel like I'm a man because she'll never respect me, one. And two, you know what I'm saying? She don't really care about me like that. She probably dealing with me on a substance level than on a real level. You know what I'm saying? Like I just talked to another person about like dating for potential instead of actuality. Like why do people date people for their potential instead of what's really there right there in front of you? So like
Mhm.
I I wish
That's
a
a-
woman, I've never, I can say this. Maybe one woman can honestly say that I was never a man. And that's because I didn't know what I was doing at the time. And I was, I was depressed, but I didn't know I was depressed. It's not an excuse, but at that moment in my life, I just didn't have good headspace. So outside of that, every other woman, no, they gonna have to put some respect on my name. Like I was a man. Like I don't even care if they say, well, he made sure the trash was took out, he cleaned, he helped with this and that. Like they gonna tell you I was a man because that's how I wrote. That's how my mom raised me. That's how my brothers raised me. That's how my uncles raised me. Like
But
man
a man's
first.
man is not just taking out the
But
garbage.
that's what I'm saying. Like you gonna give me my credit on something I did because as a man I'm gonna make sure I always do it. But so the point I'm trying to make is like, I don't know what it's like not to be a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have no idea how not to be a man in a relationship. I have no idea how not to lead. I don't know how to follow. Now, I'm not saying I can't follow a woman. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, you know how the old thing that go in the Bible, the man who finds a woman finds a good thing, you know, yada yada yada. But even still, if me and you in a relationship and you make 3 times the money I make, that's fine. You just the primary breadwinner. I'm still a man of the house. I'm still a
Right.
man when you come home. You know, I'm still gonna want you to make me the big piece of chicken. I'm still gonna give you this fourth letter of the alphabet, but at the same time, I understand that you make more money than me, and I'm not tripping. Shit.
And a lot of people don't understand that what works for some relationships doesn't work for every relationship. And there's a lot of men who are not okay with a woman that makes more money than them. Um,
I'm
but
ready
that's
for it.
not just what makes a man the man
Right, of
or
course.
being the man.
Right.
You know, like I said, just taking the garbage out. Sometimes you just need to know that your woman need to cry. She need to be sensitive. She needs to feel safe. Like she's not in this alone. And sometimes people get that misconstrued when they.
So that leads me to my question. Well, actually, now I got 2 questions because something else she said. So, do you think still in 2021, men are looking for women who are like their mothers? You know, like that nurturing thing, and then also, why do women not feel safe? Like, I'm not talking about like on a physical aspect. I mean, like that's a mental thing. Like that's something I had to learn over the past like 4 or 5 years. Like, how
Good
does a
question.
woman feel safe? Because in my mind, like if I'm treating you right, I'm making sure you straight, I'm there for you, I don't lie to you, I'm not cheating. How are you not safe? Like that's such a weird concept to me. So break it down.
Okay. So the first question
Right.
was, is 2021, are men still looking for women like their mothers?
Right.
I honestly believe no. I believe that it depends on the guy, right?
Okay.
So if you grew up in a household, typically, and I'm saying typically from my experience, guys that I have seen grow up with their mother and their father in the household, and their mother and the father have a loving and non-toxic relationship, because just because we're in the same house don't mean it's not toxic. A non-toxic relationship are typically looking for women because they found that balance, right? They saw their mother and father find that balance, whatever it is. If their father was more feminine and your mother was more masculine or whatever, that nurturing part of their mother or non-nurturing part of their mother, they are typically looking to be that because they are emulating what they saw their father do with their mother. So they look for that yin to their yang. Okay. Um, these other ones, I
So
don't know what they looking for.
So you say so you said a good role model is what helps a man know how to treat a woman or what to look for in a woman?
Or typically know what type of woman they need in their life, because that's basically what they've seen
Hmm.
as a woman. Well, if that's what they desire in a partner, period. You know what I mean? Because I've seen a lot of relationships. I have a friend who I remember to this day from high school. I went to his house, and the way his mother and his father interact, and to this day, 30 something years later, they still are old and they act like very loving, very affectionate. Um, I just remember we were all in the kitchen, and his father walked in the house, walked up to his mother who was washing the dishes and was like rubbing on her butt. Was like, yeah, baby, I've been missing you all day, and kissing on her. She's like, stop, the kids is right here. Why
Yeah.
don't you? He like, so what? I don't care nothing about you, my woman. And I was laughing like, yo, I need a relationship like your mom and dad. I was like 14 years old. I'm like, I'm 15. Like, if I can't have that, I don't want it. Like, I
That's
knew,
true.
like, that's
That's
what I
true.
wanted.
Hmm.
I wanted a very loving and affectionate relationship. And understanding, So
I
I,
think that's tough nowadays. People don't be on the same page. And social media is really big and people be in your business and everybody wants to do things for likes and retweets and follows, like the way I grew up, and I'm pretty sure you grew up the same way. Like people got married back then, they stayed married no matter what. Even if they didn't sleep in the same beds, they stayed married. That I'm just gonna be with you to the end of time. I may
you got
not like you,
15
right?
kids
Right,
down the street, but
right,
you're my husband and you come
right.
next.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Even in the old days where they had a family on the other side of town and they still came home, like they stayed married. And I'm not saying that's what we should be doing or nothing like that, but like they believed that once you got married, you were married, and we
Yeah.
worked it out. And if you don't like me, fine, I'm gonna go sleep on this couch, but you're gonna let me come get in this bed eventually, woman. So I believe in like those values are gone. Those values of if you fall in love, you get married and you stay married and you work it out. Nowadays as well. I was in love with you on Thursday, but Saturday I ain't feeling you. So Sunday we getting this divorce. Like, ain't this a bitch? Like,
Right.
so
Yeah, I think a lot of that is just people not getting to know each other, not understanding, and not having the same core values when it comes to saying I do
I agree.
or
I agree.
commitment. Yeah,
Right.
people loyalty is a little wavy, a little shaky. So,
S- So when you encounter men that aren't as masculine as you want, or as I'm gonna use a different word, as dominant as you would
yeah.
like, so you can fall in the place that you want to be in the comfortability of the safeness of your relationship.
Now
Has that
we didn't get to the safe part, but
I
go
know
ahead.
that's what I'm saying. So in the safeness of the relationship, has that changed what you look for in a man? Has that made you feel like you need to change who you are as a woman?
No, here is the thing. Safety is being able to be yourself no matter what.
Okay. All right.
That means the good, like I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly about you. You are okay. This person um knows that you don't, sometimes you wake up with a big clump in your eye.
Mhm.
Sometimes your eyelashes come off. Sometimes I don't know. I don't wear eyelashes, so I don't know. But they know, your ponytail only this big.
Oh, not the stingy ponytail. Ooh, baby.
You know what I'm saying? She know your feet stink. The toenails curl real ugly, and you keep wearing socks to bed because you ashamed of your feet, type of thing. The good, bad, and ugly, and that knowing that about you, knowing your insecurities, they don't hurt you with it.
Okay.
That's what feeling safe is.
Mm.
I feel like a man should do men things, and be able to feel safe enough to be emotional with me, but not lead with your emotions because that's not what men do.
So, do you want a man who's emotional?
I want a man who is a man. Being emotional, having emotions is part of being a
Being a
man,
man,
part of being
right?
a human. That goes to that whole, oh, men not supposed to cry stuff. People used to tell their little kids and all of that. You can cry, you just can't cry all day. You get about 5 minutes, and then it's time for us to figure out how whatever made you cry, we need to fix it, heal it, everything else.
Yeah, I used to believe that until my last relationship, and she broke up with me. That was the first time that I can remember. Like I just, as an adult male, was like, "Oh shoot, my stomach hurt. I couldn't eat." I remember I told you I had cried. Like, "Oh shit, she broke up with me. We living together." Like she walked past me in the hallway like I was a stranger. I'm like, oh, I'm dying on the inside. What's wrong with me? Like I was just, that's why I was like, oh shit, this is what people mean about emotions. Like, cause if I knew how to embrace my emotions, maybe I could have been a better person. But at the same time, like that's when I understood, like, oh shit, it's okay to feel the way you feel. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be okay. Your heart is broke. How do you fix it? How do you mend it? Like I alienated my friends because they tried to come over and talk to me, and I was like, no, I'm cool. Y'all ain't about to run up on me with some guilt trip. Like so, that's when I learned. So for me, I always think about how even in today, even if it's with you, like how can I hear how you feel and then respond to it instead of telling you how I feel and then making you bounce off of mine. Like I'd rather you tell me how you feel first and then I'll respond because you know, I tell people all the time, therapy has healed me a lot because I used to be angry and I used to just close off on people like, yeah, I don't need you. Fine with me. Don't talk to me. Like, so I agree with you with that. So, and that also goes into what you told me about soulmates, about how they won't do you dirty. They'll just accept you for who you are and it'll fit like a puzzle piece. So, you know, you getting pretty good at what your explanation of things. I see you done got better at this. You might be listening too much to me, but I'm gonna let you live.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you live.
No, it was actually counseling.
Mhm.
When I first started going to counseling, it was um fix my marriage, God, please.
Mhm.
And it was more like, let's understand you and what's hurting you here.
Right.
That's the obvious. And being able to explain exactly. She used to always be like, so why'd you do that? Or what makes you think you should do that? Or it was just always you. So what's you? How are you feeling about that? Or what? So um yeah, I guess that's just where it comes from in a lot of conversations. But honestly, safety is a requirement. And safety also allows you to be able to stand in your truth. You wouldn't be all into a chick that you weren't completely safe with.
But see, even now, I don't think about safety because
It's not safety in your as a word that you would use.
right. So it's probably something else for me, you know. So I tell you this all the time, Dawn. I need a woman who's honest and genuine, spend time with me. Like if you can't give me just
Thank
those
you.
two things, like I don't have no time for you. No time for you, period. Like, and it's very easy to talk to me. It's very easy to want to do something with me because I'm
You
simple.
always doing everything?
Right. You know, no, what I'm saying is I work. And when I'm not working, I'm at the gym. And when I'm not at the gym, I'm probably going to my next job. And then if I'm not at my next job, I'm probably at the grocery store buying food. And if I'm not buying food, I'm going to eat food. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do anything that you can't be a part of my life. You know, I have a very simple life. And I just think people, how can I say this? People's expectations versus people reality is so different. Like your expectations of what you want to do versus what you're able to do is so different. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, I want to go here. I want to travel. Ooh, I want to take pictures here. I want to go hiking. Ooh, ooh. But your reality is, I just don't have it. I don't have the time. I don't. I don't really want to go there. I just think that'd be a good photo opportunity. Or, well, I mean, if that's what you want to do, I don't have time for that. No, no, no. What are you doing? You get out of here right now. Don't come over here with that bullshit. Do you want to go places? Let's go. You want to go
Right.
eat there? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have time to
The
waste like
places
that.
I want to go that you want
Right.
to be.
But
Mm, okay. Next topic.
my goodness. But anyway, as we transition into the next question about things, you know, this is the whole point of my podcast is to learn from each person I talk to about cancers. And
Mm,
I am a cancer. And
no.
you know, Dawn, you know me very well. We've told
Mm,
each other some very explicit stories about things.
tell everybody explicit
Wait
story.
a minute. I don't tell everybody. I don't tell my parents the explicit stories, but outside of that, I do tell everybody. Everybody else, everybody else. I have to watch it though because I think my 5-year almost heard me tell a split story one time, but I don't think she's paying attention. But outside of that, like I tell everybody the truth about things that I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
And so me learning about cancer women and also cancer men, because I am a man,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I just want to know, have you had any experiences with a cancer man or a woman?
Yes. Yeah, you know I have.
Mm,
You
mm.
know some emotional creatures.
I don't know nothing about me being emotional.
Emotions with that pinky finger. Emotional creatures. And there are mature emotional cancers and there are immature emotional cancers. And what I mean by that is those who process their emotions and those who don't know how to process their emotions.
Can't
Like
you
you
say that about
clearly
all men?
stated, could you clearly just state, yeah, I could, except for the fact that there's this running trend of cancer men that is, listen, Geminis are known to be two-faced. Cancers are known to for flip squad. You just said you will shut somebody down and you will be cool on them and everything else until you learn how to process your emotions. And because of conversations that we have had in your dealings with people, I have seen some of the maturity, the attempts and conversations to get a better understanding before you just completely withdraw.
Okay.
Um, so you are maturing.
I am growing. My flower is still
You're
sprouting.
growing.
Mhm.
However, there are a lot of emotional creatures. I have a friend, female friend, who is a cancer, and it's crazy because I was telling her about my dating experiences with cancers, and we were just catching up one day while we were walking the park. And she is also a female cancer that I have seen grown tremendously from being rah rah to not being rah rah to being able to handle stuff. I've seen her be in situations where 14 years ago she would have not handled it so much like a lady.
Mm, mm.
Okay. Um, but just really go off on the deep end for something that was very unnecessary. However, she's learning to process her emotions and be better, and that's a good thing. Um, it's really hard, I think, for guys to process their emotions when they haven't been shown how to by another man. And
Mm.
it's really hard for a cancer who is emotional because of the moment in time in which they were born. So they became a cancer. They're emotional already. And then you grow up with a woman who is strong or takes, she's doing it by herself primarily. And she wants her son to be a certain way. And so she's giving him more um, conversation of femininity, you know. Make sure you always doing this with your woman and make sure because she got a little hurt, the daddy gone. You know what I'm saying? So when she pouring that into you cancer men on top of the fact that y'all already, and then you going out into the world not really having the guidance of being a man, and then you start dating these girls and y'all start cat fighting,
Mm.
being
Mm.
catty and stuff, and all your emotions coming out. So yeah. Emotional creatures, and that's my personal experience. Yep, and I was talking about them once, and they know who they is.
They definitely know who they is. But
Mhm.
they don't watch this, so we don't have to worry about it.
I
So okay, I can admit,
tune in so you can see how I really feel about your emotional behind.
mm,
No.
I'm gonna say this. You are correct. I am emotional. My cancer friends are emotional, and I'm so in tune with my emotions now. I think I am overly emotional. Like I always express myself now. But
I don't think that's overly emotional.
I do. I do. I think for me, like for a person who didn't express himself to now always express himself, I feel like I'm overly emotional from expressing myself, but I'm not disturbed by it, or it's not a deterrent for me. It's I'm doing it because I want to do it. That's the part of my growth and my openness. So um but you're right, we are emotional. And one thing I know about a cancer is that, we love hard and we're loyal and we're great with words. And so I try, excuse me?
Not everybody is loyal.
Well, I can't speak on them. They not real cancers then. But
Yeah, that's real thing.
I am a man who wasn't shown by another man how to treat women. I say this a bunch of episodes. Like I had to learn on my own, trial and error, breaking hearts, being disrespectful, not listening to women, and then when I was ready, it all happened to me. And so that's how life works. Like, and I wouldn't even call that karma. I would just call that just as the world turns. Like, okay, now it's my turn. Like, okay, now you have to see all the damage you done, and now it's in your face. And so that's still a tough thing for me to swallow. Knowing that I had to uh go through that. Like, because in therapy, like you said, they make you hear yourself. They make you answer your own questions. So why did you do that? Or why would you allow that? Well, do you think it's another way you can handle it? And then you be sitting there like, God damn it, I didn't come in here for this. I wanted you to just give me the answer so I can leave.
Right.
And then, but
Write
when
it down like a prescription so I can take
right,
it and
yeah,
fix my life.
right, and then after you sit there and you listen, you're like, damn, I probably could have did better. I could have made a better decision. I could have
Hmm.
foreseen a better result with that. And then I started learning, and I was like, shit, I have caused a lot, and I haven't done a lot of good when it comes to women. And so that's a big thing. And I always told people I'm glad I don't have no sons, because I don't want to uh them to do as I did, because boys, well, I just want to be just like you. I don't have to worry about that. Like my youngest, I told her I do worry that she's probably gonna be just like me, because she's slick with words already. But I just feel like once you get to that certain point in your life where you start understanding things, you try to make sure all things uh are going the way that you feel is the best way for you moving forward. So
Right.
I don't mind being an emotional cancer. However, I can't be that same cancer I was when we met 15 years ago.
You can't be them.
No, I can't be that same cancer. I don't have it.
No, you have to grow.
Right, right, right.
You
But
have to grow.
right.
And
But yeah.
Lord
You
knows
you could have been a cancer. You know that, right? You only a couple of weeks out. Don't act like you're not.
I'm closer to Virgo than I am Cancers. Thank you very much.
Virgo Smargo. Whatever, whatever,
Yes.
whatever.
A
So
little all the feminine.
so
All the
I'm learning about these
Don't
red
listen. Go
these
ahead.
red flags and what
Okay.
women consider are red flags, or I call red flag triggers, because if you're not triggered, the red flag won't be raised. But anywho, do you have red flags that are very glaring that you won't overlook? Or they're red flags that no matter when they come, how big, how small, you have to address them?
Um, I have red flags. And I address those things very quickly. because certain things, like I said, I want a man. I don't want I'm tired of dating boys. It's a time, and at a certain point, even though they say women mature faster than men and everything else, there comes a time where you flip the switch, and I feel like 40s is too late.
Mm.
You should already flipped your switch. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't know. A lot of times people have different situations that cause their switch not to flip so quickly. So I get that, and I try to make concessions, small ones, for those people. However, there are a few things that are red flags. When everybody has done you wrong in your life and you don't show no accountability, that's a red flag.
Mm. That's a big one.
Because you're accountable for something in your relationships, even if it's just one. Even if it's just that one time, you are accountable for something in the relationship, good, bad, or whatever. So that's something. Not being a very active parent is something that is a red flag for me, and I'm gonna be quiet about it for a little bit just to make sure I'm observant, because I'm a hands-on parent. You know that about me. People I went from being Dawn whomever to Dawn the mother, etc., 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 etc. Um, and I need somebody who I want someone, and I require someone that is kind of on that same family oriented page. Um, I'm not okay with just a check or buying clothes, or that, like, I'm not okay with that. I need the same energy for the children that you give to a relationship. You date me, I want to see you date your kids. Um Without me. Everything don't have to be a family we trying to build. I need you to do that same thing. So those things, if I'm very cautious about the things that I say out of my mouth to people that I want to be in a relationship with. So, or I'm looking to, we dating, we trying to get to know each other. Another red flag is you just say anything out your mouth. And people don't realize that that is always a clue. It is a big red flag that women typically overlook. Men say they typically show you exactly who they are
Mhm.
verbally before they show you physically. Um, so yeah, I look for red flags, and red flags are the deterrents. We've had conversations about people that I've dated that I was like, can you believe this? No, he don't need no. He done messed up already, boy. I'm about to show him.
Cause I'm here to tell you, them last two, they gave me red flags. I'm like, these two dudes is some busters. They're some losers. Like both of them. Both of 'em. I just thought both of them something like y'all you can you know how I felt about, I'm not gonna say no one's name, but you know how I felt about them. Like I felt like the one was really something was really wrong. And the other one, he just I don't know. When you a liar and you have red flags, like you're not really doing good for yourself. If you, at least don't be a liar and have red flags. Like if you got red flags, but yeah, he was.
Like, but you lie so much, like you don't even remember your last.
That's too
But then
much.
we
Like
trying to catch you in lies. Like, B, I don't got a lot of you. I ain't scared. I ain't never scared. Just
but
do it.
I mean, when if you go to the grocery store with someone and you walk past each other like you didn't come to the grocery store together, like y'all kind of stop messing with each other. Like that that ain't really for you. Like If I come in here with you, but I see you in the store and I walk past you like I didn't come in here with you, like y'all got some issues. Like y'all might want to move on.
Man, that was hilarious time. That was a hilarious time. And to this day, probably will still bring that conversation up. And yeah, I don't got time for that.
So this brings me to another question for us because I know mine has changed, and I know I'm assuming yours has changed as we're getting older and we know what we want out of life. And you and I both talked about like businesses we want to start and how we want to get into it. Do you think where we're at in life, our approach has changed? Do you feel like we're still going about it the same way, or are we figuring out a better way to go at it?
Um, I honestly am trying to figure out a better way.
Okay.
Once I get over the fact that I don't like people for real, I
Mm.
think I won't. I think I say that every morning when I'm on the freeway. Like, I don't like people. Why are they driving? Um, no, seriously though, I have going forward, if there is someone that I want to date, I'm going to say something to them.
Mm.
Um, I'm not going to wait around for that person to um
Step up.
yeah. Um so yeah, I would definitely do that differently. Before it was kind of that if you like me, then I guess I like you type of thing. And I was so very immature. Um yeah, but I need someone who has vision. Like I want to date someone who has vision too. So I'm not just looking at the exterior and it's mental.
Mm.
That's where I'm at now.
Mine is very cerebral and mental. Also, I'm definitely like you know this. I said this a bunch of times.
You sure it's
I,
not physical?
it's very cerebral. I do
Not a little,
exactly, huh?
it's not a little spicy.
Nah, I don't got no spice to it. Nah, I don't. It's nah, no spice. I am very mental and
Occasion.
I'm cerebral about it. I make sure I do certain things a certain way every day. Like I do exactly what I want every day when I wake up. It's nothing I do when I wake up that I'll be like, man, I don't want to do it. Or I wouldn't do it. And I believe that's how people should get to a point where they live their life. Like, I'm not gonna never tell nobody quit your job, but go for what you want so you can do what you want to do. Because at
Mhm.
some point I'm gonna start making the money that I want to make doing the things that I'm doing, and ain't nobody gonna be able to tell me shit, nothing. Like
Yes,
because no, you're not, because I'm already in my brick building of just like I'm focused on what I'm focused on.
and I'm gonna be
So
like, I
no,
want
not even you. You
a
know
new
why? Because
croissant and
because
from
you don't got
somewhere
time
new.
for me. You don't even got
I
time for
want
me half of the
I do
time.
have
You
time
don't
for
got
you.
time
I'm
for
gonna be
me.
like, you take me to go get a new croissant from somewhere right now, and it better be chocolate covered, and it better have sprinkles, cause it's that time. Like it's that time of the month, and I need chocolate croissants with sprinkles.
I just want everybody to know this is how she talks to me on a regular basis. Like I get text messages like this, like I don't feel good. And I'm like, why you don't feel good? It's that time of the month. I need some chocolate. What am I gonna do? Like, how can I help you? And then you be like, I don't want that
Bring the
type of chocolate.
chocolate.
Yeah, no, because you don't even be nowhere I could bring you chocolate.
Yes, I do. I'll be at home if
You
I'm
be
not at work.
you be like, I'm at work. I'll call you back when I get off. So what you telling me you don't feel good for? Like you'll do stuff like that. But you don't got
I
time
ain't
to
had
go to
no
these
man.
bakeries with me.
I ain't had no man to call and tell my man that that's what I wanted and I don't feel good. So if my man was being a man, I wouldn't have to call my friend and ask tell my friend that I need chocolate or donut dates.
Listen, you, I'm gonna just say this on here and we'll deal with it. You have not terrible taste, but you have poor judgment with men. That doesn't mean
You
you used to. So that's changed because
used to.
you would go for what's on the front line instead of looking what's behind. Like, and then when you get there, you be like, oh, this ain't what I want, and then you'll continue to deal with somebody, and you'll be bothered.
Cause I be trying to be nice to people. Then they, cause they get my raw, and then they be like, oh dang, I like her, and I'm like,
Hmm.
they was crazy.
So,
I couldn't
so,
even
so
say
also you trying to tell me they be putting it down and you be digmatized? Is that what you're saying? Is that what it is?
hell no. I ain't been digmatized since I was 20 years old. Hell no. Okay,
So let me get this
let's be
straight.
clear.
Let me get this straight. We're gonna put it all out here for the people. Not
All right.
only are you not getting a man's man, but you're getting a feminine man. You're not getting an aggressive man. You getting a liar. You getting red flags, and you're not getting good D. What is you doing?
I didn't say it wasn't good. I said it wasn't stigmatizing. See, I'm past the age of just
Ah, okay, okay,
when we hear like
okay.
we vibing,
Hmm.
mediocrity is
Oh,
okay.
you getting
I said mediocrity. I
so
said
you out here
not
getting
what we
so
hear.
okay. Wait a minute.
Now,
Now we got just what is mediocre D? Like, I'm not asking because I need to know. I need to know like what is good about that because if you saying he's not a man, he's kind of feminine, he might be a liar or he may draw some red flags. Where's the vibe at? So you must be settling for something. Is it the mediocre? I mean, like,
so I watched this guy the other day made this post about things, and he was just like, "What we not doing in 2020?" It was an old thing, right?
mhm.
What we not doing in 2020? We not doing this. We not doing that. And if we dating just because we lonely, we gon' make sure that it's known. We not gonna pretend or live in the smoke like, oh, we not dating people for their potential no more. We not doing build a man no more. All of that type of stuff, right?
Mhm.
Um, some of my experiences were because I was lonely.
So you didn't want to be by
Mm,
yourself. Okay, okay. So I
Self, I
actually,
want,
I
yeah,
actually, under,
somebody.
I actually understand that. So I'm gonna just talk about myself. I haven't been in a relationship since either 2016 or 2017. However, I haven't had sex since October. So like, I'm starting to get to that point where I'm missing
When?
a couple of months ago, 2020 October. Don't play me. Don't put me out here like that. Don't have me out here looking foolish. Don't do me
Hold on,
like
wait.
that. Because you was about to say something real disrespectful. You was about to say
I
something.
was not. I was. I was about to ask. I asked you, were we still being celibate? Were we still saving ourselves? And I thought you
I,
told me.
I am not saving myself for anyone, but this time I'm about to sound like a sucker. This time around, I'm not basing any woman that I talk to on how much sex I'm getting. Because before, like, I talk to a woman, the vibe is good, and then we start having sex, and I'm like, okay, well, let me see where this
You
goes.
overlook some stuff.
And I overlook some stuff because we start having so much sex. And then, I start seeing other things that I don't like about them, but I'm like, well, shoot, at least I'm getting so much sex, but I'm not doing this time around. Like, I give you a perfect example. The woman I'm currently talking to, she had told me she didn't really want to come over because she felt like every time when she came over, that I'm always rubbing on her and it makes her get hot. And she didn't want to get hot and think I was gonna try to have sex with her. I said, listen, I haven't even approached you with no sex. Like I haven't even pushed up on you with sex. But like I had to stand back and pay attention because I'm just
Watch
be
this.
huh? What say what?
Do she watch this? Does she watch your podcast?
I don't know. It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me. I'm gonna speak my truth. So
Definitely will.
the
If
point.
if you was trying to get it, she would know.
Listen, she already knows she want to give it to me or not. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it really matters. However, the point I'm trying to make is like a woman has already made up her mind about the man. So regardless what type of man I am, she knows how much she's going to deal with. So all I have to do is continue to just show her what she wants to see. Now, if she likes me for who I am, it doesn't matter what I show her. She's just going to accept me. But if she's lonely, she'll put up with anything. She'll tolerate some things that she wouldn't normally tolerate. So I don't run into no lonely woman. Don't. I'm not saying you can't be lonely, but I'm saying like I don't want to run into no lonely woman. I personally can admit that I don't want no lonely woman.
I don't.
Cause y'all could be extra needy too for no reason. Your needs are high, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being needy. I'm just saying like a lot of things come into that when you're lonely and you want to be dependent on someone else attention.
No,
You know,
I just. Mm, okay.
really?
I said okay.
Okay, yeah, get it
Oh,
together. Get it together. Get it together. I know. I know. I know. You act like me and you ain't never went to no bakery and had some good conversation.
hey, okay. Sometimes when you about to tell yourself a lie, you just stop like,
mm-hmm.
don't
Mm-hmm.
lie to
Mm,
yourself.
catch yourself, girl, cause
Don't lie to yourself. No,
yeah. Yeah,
don't lie to
but
yourself.
it's nothing wrong with being lonely because you have a need that needs to be filled.
We
I
are
don't
human.
feel I don't feel like I'm lonely, but I am yearning for companionship from a woman that's an honest one. Like I said, like we always say, organic tent poles, you know what I'm saying? Building from the
Mhm.
ground up. Like that's so difficult for me because I don't want to take the time to get to know someone and have to deal with what comes with getting to know someone, but that shit is tiring.
You be a microwave. You gotta be willing to listen. Find the red flags. If they strangling,
I haven't found no one with the one I'm talking to, but
they strangling. Um,
they
yeah.
hold, but people withhold things about themselves they don't want you to see until they feel like they already in, and then that shit just falls out, and then you be
But
like,
see,
man,
that's where you um dating and having conversations
right,
without being intimate, because
mm,
once you have sex with somebody, there's a certain veil that you
that's,
let down, kind of like, oh, when you not having sex with them and they do something and you realize, I don't think I probably could deal with that, or they say something about that, something they did when they was a child or something, you be like, ugh, who raised you? That's stuff.
but you're right though, you're right. Like someone told me like, and I had to admit it even though I didn't really think about it. Like every time you have sex with somebody, you give a piece of yourself to that person. And I was like, nah, no, you don't. But then after I thought about it, like you really do though, because you are attached to them in that way. And then most people, when you have sex, you do tell more. You're willing to say more. You're willing to be a little more open. So,
And then you also attach yourself to whatever energies that they have deposited
mm,
from their past relationships. And those
mm,
energies, without recognizing, without knowing. No
mm,
one told me that,
mm.
but you 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 take those on, and I was like, wow, like I didn't notice. And it was not until I found myself saying something that somebody that I had dated before said, and I was like, oh, what? Get away from me.
Mm, right.
So it is very important to make sure you're cleansing
So you're
yourself.
saying there's you should have time before your next relationship. Just don't go jump into another one.
Intimacy,
Mm,
definitely. Before you could get to know somebody, but you don't have to jump right into that intimate element.
mm.
When you start exchanging energies like that, um, and attaching yourself, it is it's hard. It's hard because you take on a piece of them forever, unless you do the said works to unattach yourself to that
Yeah,
person.
I can agree with that. I believe once we become intimate, I don't want to say I'm more focused on you, but I can really tell what type of individual you become because a lot of women carry their hearts in their vaginas, and you all, you it's one of the same, like it beats the same. I don't know why y'all do that, but oh, you had sex with me, you don't care about me. Like, how does that go hand in hand? But I get it now. I get it. I understand now. But for me, like, so I'm very, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm very cautious of that. I'm very considerate of that. That's not something I was ever considerate of. Like, where you place your heart is where you place your heart. That's on you. But I shouldn't have been making you feel a certain type of way and not caring about making you feel that certain type of way.
But
But
you definitely don't want it to happen to your children.
listen, I mean, you know what they say, you got to be willing to die for something. But at the same time, I I'm gonna be able to be like, listen, what you feeling right now is normal when you're upset or you're heartbroken. Just don't bring that nigga to the house because I might shoot him. But at the same time, you gotta just explain to your kids because you know no one ever explained it to me, so I had to learn on my own. I told you this before. I wonder what type of person I would have turned out to be if I had the birds and the bees talk, or someone explained to me what heartbreak is and why you shouldn't have sex with so many different people. Because I told you, I was out here just running and gunning. Like if you was gonna open up, I was gonna come to the store. I was
You was coming, you
I
was
was
doing,
coming, girl. I was coming to the candy shop.
and
I was
she
coming.
was here.
I was in that. Listen, I was in that camp. I was in that camp. I was that guy. But now that I'm older, I'll be like, yeah, I could turn down stuff now. That's okay. I
Have
appreciate
you turned down something? Have you met someone who was interested in you, probably were interested in them, and then you saw a red flag that you made you decide to turn away?
No, because I typically don't talk to someone where there's a red flag. But however, have I ever been in communication with someone and then later on I saw a red flag? Yes. I just told you about the woman I used to mess with in the summer, and I told you about her, killing a dog and marrying a man for money. And was already month into talking to her. So I just, I kept going with it because I had already put some work in, some sweat equity, and
Listen, that was the most hilarious story I ever heard. I can't even remember where I was at when you told me, but I just knew that I could not get off the phone with you, and everybody was mad. Like, get off the phone, and I was like, wait, hold on, say this again. What happened?
that's gonna be on my other YouTube channel. I got this thing called Story Time with a Thug where I tell actual stories that I've been through with women. Like that's going on season 3. That's going on season 3. Like I definitely have to tell
Also,
people about that moment because I was really shook. Like I was shook. I ain't never been with a 187 killer before. That was, that was new to me.
like that spicy, man. Oh, all your women guys dash crazy. Didn't
I'm
you
not a
know?
I'm not attracted to crazy women anymore. I'm really not. But it seems like at some point that crazy coming out, I'm like, man, how does this happen again? I thought I did it different. Like you read the Bible, why are you crazy? Like, I saw you at the Million Women March. Why are you crazy? But
Because out of all the millions of women, the one that had a little spicy, why you talk about I got poor taste in men. I, I typically do when yeah, I'm just not gonna date nobody that like me or that like me more than I like them no more. That's a lie. Um,
but I date women who are women. I date women who are feminine, who cry and want to be listened to. Like I date those kinds. They just like
after they cry, they ready to kill.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I was telling the homies at the gym today when we was working out that women would just do things without telling you, and then you have to respond to it. Like how I was having sex with this woman one time, and she grabbed my throat, but she didn't gently put her hand down. I'm like, wait a minute, you can't just slap your hand on my throat like that. Like I'm a thug. Like you have to ask me. You can't proposition me like that. And it wasn't like a gentle one. She like Undertaker choke slam me, grab me like, yeah, like that. Yeah, like no, I don't. I'm uncomfortable. I can't breathe. Like you're on my Rob's apple. You can't just slap your hand down on me like this. And you know how you know this position when you're on top and the man's laying on his back. We are very vulnerable. It's not really much we can do at that point, but just throw a woman. But if you're in the zone and you're not expecting something, it snaps you right out. I never forget. I was like, what's going on? She's like, you don't like that? No, I don't. I don't know what to feel in this moment. But however, you know,
Yeah.
I'm sticking.
Conversation for a different time.
hmm I'm
I
staying
gotta
away
tell
from the
you about.
crazies.
No,
Mm,
I have something I just thought about. I needed to tell you that I
mm,
actually wanted to tell you, but yeah, yeah,
mm.
we'll do.
We'll talk about this once we're done recording. So let me wrap this up. So uh, we talked on many things about on here about cancers and dating and where we're at in life and expectations. Um, 2021. What are did you set some goals for 2021?
I did. I
Okay.
did some short-term goals, and I did some long-term goals. I kept the traditional, foundation things that I want to. Um, you and I talked about me preparing myself for what it is that I really want in my life. And so, like, being able to have a life partner, not necessarily just a husband, but beyond the legal aspect of things, I want somebody that I can grow old with, and I want to be able to have them be in a situation to where they're not like, oh, I got to put everything in my name because her credit is bad, or I'm the only one that can pay for something type of thing. I don't want him to have that type of burden. So, yeah, I did the typical, my credit score's here. I want to bring it up a little bit more. I just I just want it at the top now. I'm at that level and now I'm just like, nah, I just want a 900. I just want a 900 like there. And the weight loss thing, that is my journey. Um but like school, other careers, actually starting those businesses or aligning myself the long term, aligning myself with those people to start the businesses or be affiliated with the movements in which I truly believe in and giving back to the community. So those are my long term but short term goals that I have in place.
Wonderful. That's beautiful.
Mind, my
That's beautiful.
mind, mental health.
Well, that's good. If we don't have goals, what are we after? You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that you set some goals, and I'm along for the ride with you. I will help you with whatever.
Except
Um,
for you go to the gym with me, so you gotta love me.
Anywho, because you won't come to my gym. I gotta go all the way to your side of town to those raggedy gyms. Well, Planet Fitness is not raggedy. Let me stop capping. It's not raggedy at all, but it is far away. It is far away.
The Planet Fitness in Erie City now. Don't do that.
But you don't come to my side of town. Don't do
You
that.
ain't ask me.
Why would I ask you to come to Planet Fitness on my side of town and I don't go to Planet Fitness? What sense does that make? Right?
But I got a black card. You could go anywhere. You got a black card. Where's your black card?
Every day I walk out the house, they see this black card. You feel me? You feel me? They see all six
Listen,
three of this
my name
black
is
man.
Dawn. I have to have all the black cards. People like, yo, Dawn? They're like, oh, Dawn. We didn't see that coming, you know. Like,
Oh,
girl,
snaps. Listen, if you really want to, we can go to the gym on Saturday. We can work out whatever body parts you want to work out. No excuses.
okay.
So we gonna see. Where you gonna sit? We'll talk more about that after we're done recording. So, so before we get out of here, I just want to tell you thank you for coming on. I've been trying to get you on since the inception of this, but we'll have to get into
I'm
that.
sorry, because it's not true.
But we still gonna do an in-person one. I still would like to get
That's
Danielle with the good hair to come on. Because she
oh
seemed like
God.
she got some interesting topics that we didn't get to talk about because we all had a similar conversation we wanted to talk about, so I didn't talk about it. So when we do get together, we can all talk about it.
Oh,
Um,
that's gonna be.
that's gonna be
Drinks are gonna
spicy.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
we definitely gonna drink.
gotta have drinks.
We definitely gonna drink. I'm gonna go up to another level. I'm gonna be real reckless with my words. We'll have more stories. I'll have more stories by then. I'm pretty
Can
sure.
we put off the can we put a cap on how many drinks? Cause
Listen, ain't nobody tell you had to drink in the first place. So once you start,
no,
you stop when you want to.
I'm talking about y'all.
What
Cause
do you mean?
you might, yeah, you're my
Wow.
friend, and I love you.
What type of individual do you take me for?
One whose mouth.
Are you referring to something I did in the past?
I'm not judging you off of your
Oh, okay.
past.
Because I feel like you were. I feel like you were talking about something. But we got to get off here because we about to say too much. So once again, I want to thank you for coming on. I have so much love for you. I can't wait to our next one so we can really detail more things. And
For sure.
we got a lot of stuff we got to get done in 2021 together. And I
Yes.
can't wait to see what we do. Um,
These abs. We gotta get these abs out. Cause I told you I'm trying to crop top everything.
I just don't think I'm gonna get it. I tried really hard for about 4 months, dog.
Blizzard.
I
No boo.
tried ever really hard, and I didn't eat anything I shouldn't, and I still couldn't get them. So I'm gonna just be cool with just having a stomach that isn't abs. I'm just gonna be cool with it.
We
Every
can just
other part of
everybody
my body
to get
is
it.
muscled out. It's just my stomach ain't gonna get there. So I'm gonna be cool with it. But nonetheless, thank you for coming on. I love you. And before I get out here, like I always tell people, make sure you eat more chicken, stay safe, stay masked up. And until the next episode, I'll holla at y'all.